My name is Michelle Sandifer, and I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I was here during the hurricane as an inmate of Orleans Parish Prison. When the hurricane hit, we were left in there without food and water for 4 days, water up to our neck. The guards were telling us that they left us there to die, and they could not find anyone to get any authorization to have us removed. And when they did evacuate us, they took us to another building that had been on fire, and the smoke, it was still full of smoke. And we were in there, and me as an asthmatic patient, breathing all that, and when I wiped my nose and mouth, nothing but black soot come out of it. Then they left us there with no food, no water. We were then moved, finally, when the water was up to our chest. When they brought us downstairs, the water was up to our chest. And we were going through, my legs were giving out on me, and this lady was helping me. So as we were going through central lockup, they still had the men prisoners in there, and they were unsupervised. And they sent us in through there, and they attacked us, the men prison says. I mean, they put their hands all up in us and grabbed us and everything. So I screamed. One of the girls went back and got a ranking officer named Miss Watson, and told her that what was going on. When they came, her and another male officer, they told them that that's what we wanted. Finally, when we get to a boat, they were bringing us through to get on a boat, and as we were getting on the boat, we're hearing gunshots, gunshots. And I looked back, and there was a guy on the truck, laying on the truck, and I'm like, oh my God. And the girl kept saying, just don't look, turn around, just keep moving, don't look. Don't look back, just keep walking. Then we finally get on the bridge, and still no food, no water, no medication. I'm a seizure patient. I'm epileptic, and no medication. So we're up there, and when it gets daylight, nowhere to use the bathroom. And when it gets daylight, they're telling us to move, and I had a seizure. Inmates were just getting sick. We were just getting sick. Because I was on the medical unit when I was there in the prison for my seizures. And I had a seizure and I couldn't move, and this guard told me move, and I couldn't. I said, I can't, I just had a seizure. And he pushed me and maced me, and it was like, God, this whole thing was just so traumatic. I've never been treated so badly, and it was just unreal. We were on the bridge screaming at civilians and telling them to help us, to please help us. Please just help us. Everybody's screaming, help me, because we had no food, no water for days. And then they moved us down below, threw water at us. They just threw the water at us, bottles of water. Then they took me to a man's prison, Angola, where I should have never been. There's no way they should have put any female in a men's prison, And while there, I had to go through a lot of psychiatric treatment, social workers, priests, and, clergymen, because of the traumatic, from that traumatic experience, security, that I had to talk to them, and the whole ordeal was just, it's just something that just to explain it, you could never, explain it, and then you have to relive it when you talk about it, and it makes it really hard to relive it. I've never had nobody, it's just unbelievable. And then to hear this man get on TV and say that everything went well and he treated us so good, it's just a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. I still have to deal with it, and I don't think, the way we were treated was fair at all. And then they agreed that they violated our rights and everything. But it was like, it was just unbelievable. It was like, they were like, we weren't even human, like we didn't even exist. They were saying like, there was one thing they said, they were going to leave the prison where they belong. They was not going to evacuate us. You know, we were the last to be evacuated. I mean, even the animals came before us, and that was really cruel. You know, that's cruel when the animals come before a human's life. We kept trying to get out because the water was getting high, and we banging on the doors. We all panicking. We were afraid, and the water was getting so high. And then the guards coming in, and they were screaming, "They left y'all here to die. We don't have no authorization to get y'all out of here. We're in here too, and they left us here to die." You know. We have to have authorization to move, y'all. We lost, you lose all your property. You don't get nothing back. You know, the clothes, the jewelry, all the stuff they took from us when we went in there. We don't got nothing of that. We don't get no compensation from it. You know, we don't, I mean, it's been nothing they still have people they're holding. They kept telling us they were going to release us on this date. They were going to release us on that date. And then they kept extending it. You know, they put in the paper that all the prisoners will be released on this date. Then they extended. They kept doing this over and over. The social worker would come in there and tell us something, and then she got to the point where she would come and say, "I don't know anything. I can't tell you anything. It's up to Orleans Parish." Well, we're not in Orleans Parish, say it's up to Angola or wherever you are. And then it was just a runaround, you know.
You were in Angola that whole time afterwards?
Yes. And a man's penitentiary with men, all men. We female were there. We had no right there. We had no business there. I mean, that wasn't right at all. I get sick in my stomach every time I think about it. It just makes me sick. You know, and it took me so long to get over it. I never thought I would get over it. You know, I just would panic all the time, and I just, you know, now I take medication, you know, and I'm trying to, you know, live with it and get around it. Looking for work, looking for a place to live, you know, which I don't have either. Can't get a trailer, you know. I'm living up here. It's $140 a week, you know. I'd like to have a house.